Would you like to discover more about a method that can set you free quickly and permanently from panic attacks and anxiety? Then keep listening to the end of this presentation. You would not be listening to this presentation had it not been for one fateful day when my wife and I were on holidays in Lanzarote in the Canary Islands. My wife was queuing up to check us into the hotel on arrival, while I rested on a comfortable chair in the lobby as I was tired after the long plane journey. I had just settled into my cosy chair when this young couple entered the lobby from the lift. The girl looked in a dreadful state. As I watched her, I knew from my experience as a therapist that she had a panic attack. This guy who was sitting close to the elevator suddenly got to his feet, took the girl by the arm and sat her down in the chair. What happened next resulted in this presentation that you are listening to right now. The guy started engaging with the young girl during her panic attack on how to address her physical symptoms and her racing thoughts. I was fascinated by what I heard and saw. The girl quickly recovered and smiled. I knew that a transformation had taken place and that her life would never be the same again. I was intrigued by this guy. I wanted to get to know him. I was an experienced therapist myself at that point, but I had never before seen this approach to treating panic attacks. My wife had checked us in by now, and it was time to bring our luggage to our room. Before I left, I approached the guy and asked him if he was staying at the hotel. I wanted to ensure that he wouldn't vanish into thin air before I had an opportunity to have a conversation with him. He told me that he was staying at the hotel, that he had just arrived that morning, and he was staying for 2 weeks. I told him that I had witnessed how he assisted the young girl, how I was astounded by what I experienced, and I wanted to discover more about his strategy. He said he would be delighted to do that, and he gave me his room number. I left goodbye to him, and my wife and I headed for our bedroom. I looked forward to meeting him again. The next morning after breakfast, we decided to rest by the pool for the morning, as we were still tired after our flight. We got our towels and headed for the pool. When we reached the pool, who was lying there on a lounger but this guy? We laid on the loungers next to him, and we started what was one of the most interesting conversations I had in my entire life. He told me all about himself. Little did I know the previous evening that I would be engaging the following day with one of the leading experts on anxiety in the world. He had written bestsellers and produced numerous programs in the area of anxiety. We chatted for 3 hours about his strategy. Those hours would change my approach to the treatment of anxiety. I told him that both the young girl and I were lucky to have crossed his path. He said he was delighted to help. He said Susan is a lovely girl. He said she and her boyfriend Mark were from London. They had approached him in the bar the previous night to thank him for his help, and he got into a further conversation with Susan and gave her further advice on panic attacks. As they parted, she told him that her fear of ever having a panic attack again was gone, and if ever again the fight or flight response was triggered, she would not be afraid of the physical symptoms. Finally, it was time for lunch, and we said goodbye to him. I was now in high spirits as I looked forward to the rest of my holiday. After having an enjoyable holiday, it was time to return home, and I couldn't wait to implement my new method. What a change in my success rate with clients. I had gone from a strategy that involved numerous sessions with poor results for many to a strategy of 2 sessions with outstanding outcomes. I helped so many people over the years in my private practice with the new method. I have helped people who lost their freedom to live carefree lives due to anxiety. The program is so successful that I decided to make it available as an online program, which I called the Fast Panic Solution. The online program has achieved similar results to those achieved by my private one-to-one clients. People such as Sean, who said, "Imagine what my life would be like today if I had taken my career opportunities that were denied to me by my anxiety. At least now I can start rebuilding my career, and thank God my years of torture are over thanks to the program." And Cara, who said, "Such a simple method and so effective. I am amazed that this approach to anxiety is not more widely known. It was pure luck that I discovered the program." The program gets real results. The numerous people whose lives were transformed by the method only wished that they discovered the program much sooner. Anxiety isn't something that you have to manage all your life. It is something you can end. I don't blame you if you are a bit skeptical. You may have looked for a solution on the internet, but the only help generally offered is ways of coping with the problem. You were told to think happy thoughts, breathe deeply, and you were given other distraction techniques, but distraction only reinforces your anxiety. You may also be offered other hocus-pocus cures, but no real solution is given for anxiety. The purpose of this presentation is to let you know that you can become free from anxiety. That is our goal together. Your anxiety is not going away on its own. You must take action. How will tomorrow be any different if you don't take action today? Decide that today is the day you take back your freedom. Take a leap of faith and go for it. In a short time, you could be feeling so much better. Thanks for taking the time to listen to this presentation. Just click the purchase button below and let's start this journey together.